We'll move on to 4:05 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Texans, 1-3-1, 1-2 on the road. The Las Vegas Raiders, 1-4, 1-1 at home. Legion Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Both teams coming in off of their bye weeks. Let's start with the line history here in the Texans-Raiders game. We have the Raiders opening up -6.5, -106. They're now -6.5, -117, an 11-cent move towards them. From a totals perspective, it opened up at 43.5 and has fired all the way up to 46. A huge jump over at Penny. Let's take a look at the cash flow here. 4,577 tickets in. 32% of the tickets, 81% of the cash on the Texans. Market moving towards the Raiders. Bigger bets coming in on the Texans. Then 69% of tickets and 83% cash on the over, and the market's moving towards the over. So that's simple there. The Texans were last seen winning their first game of the season and first under Lovie Smith in Week 5, 13-6 at Jacksonville. Damian Price looks like the real deal. 99 yards, 1 touchdown. Davis Mills played mistake-free football, 16-24 for 140 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. The Texans offense ranked 26th in yards per play, 31st in third down conversion percentage, and 24th in points per play. Now, Mario Addison returned to the field. He'd missed the first 4 games with an injury. He helped, clearly. And tight end Brevin Jordan was back at practice on Monday after missing last 3 games with an ankle injury. And they rank 29th in opponent yards per rush. And that's a big deal when you're talking about Josh Jacobs and the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders were last seen in a tough 30-29 loss at Kansas City in the Week 5 Monday nighter. Davante Adams caught 3 for 124 and 2 touchdowns. Derek Carr ran 19-30 for 241 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Jacobs, as I said, 154 yards and a touchdown. And they have a lot of injury issues. Let's go over them. First off, Darren Waller is dealing with a hamstring injury. And we don't know if he's going to be in the lineup. He's not looked good after signing this giant contract. He's not looked good this year. 3-year, $51 million contract extension, 19.25 fully guaranteed. And his backup, Foster Moreau, has missed the last 2 games with a knee injury. So that means that Jesper Horsted is taking more offensive snaps. And that means they're using an extra offensive tackle at the tight end spot often as an extra blocker in jumbo sets. And we saw what that did against the Chiefs. Jacobs started running wild whenever they did that, and the Texans have difficulty against the run. The Raiders offense 9th in the NFL in yards per play. I mean, this is a good offense. Nate Hobbs had a cast on. He posted on his Instagram. He broke his hand. Now, this is, a very good cornerback for the Raiders, and it's important to keep an eye on it because he may try and play. They're saying that he might try and play or he is going to play, and that's interesting. So let's keep an eye on that. Then linebacker J.N. Brown, a hamstring issue. So he was listed as out from Monday's game. And Anthony Everett, who was on the injured reserve for a thumb injury suffered in Week 1, was supposed to be out until Week 6. So we'll see if he's going to be getting to the return window soon. So that would help them. But the Nate Hobbs thing is big. Take it away and do you think that the Nate Hobbs and these issues to the defense and the ability for the Raiders to run the ball down the Texans' throat and possibly not be able to make enough stops is the reason why this game is being bet towards the over? Take it away for us here, Texans Raiders.
Yeah, I'll be on this over. And it's kind of a simple one. And I know scoring is down this year. Scoring is below. The average score is below the number posted up here on the screen at 46, but I'll still be on this over. It is 2 bottom 10 defenses, and I think they're both trending to go even lower, especially with some of the injuries, like you said, for the Raiders. And they both are going to be effective, and not only effective, but efficient running the ball against each other. And if we're going to see anything like we saw before the bye, where Davante Adams is getting a little bit of chemistry with the quarterback, and we get a couple of plays over the top from him a game. So this Raiders offense is going to be keeping them in games that the defense is trying to keep them out of. So I like the Raiders as a bit of an over team here. Again, indoors, shitty defenses, both teams with extra time to prepare, get these offensive game plans put together, and yeah, let's go. So over 46, I'm trying to find the best number I can get on this one.
We can get you 45.5.
45.505 is what I found at alovig.ag.
Yep, you got it. Over 45 minus 105. Over 45.5 minus 105. Interesting. If I gave you a free $500 bet on a side in this one at 6.5, who would you bet?
6.5
Or
Raiders.
I guess it's 7 right now across the
I
board.
mean, it's moved up to 7, but
Yeah.
if you gave me 6.5, I'd take the Raiders. Got an instant CLV at 7, but still lean Raiders. I think this offense hasn't performed as well as it can, despite some defensive injuries. I think they are going to be, and truthfully, really, like this line is pretty nice. Like it's right where it needs to be with my numbers right now. Like we talked about Minnesota being a fraudulent 4-5-1 team. Raiders aren't as bad as their record showed. They were in it versus some better teams. So I think they win. They could win by margin, but yeah, this is a really good number on the side.
All right, Andy's on the over 45.5 and minus 105. I like the look. And we'll be working on this game more, but that just makes sense here with the injuries to the Raiders defense, the inability for Houston, who ranks 29th in opponent yards per rush, and with these tight ends hurt, if they aren't in the lineup, they're going to run the ball down the Texans' throat, and if they continue to do that, sets up play action. And you have Davante Adams out there for bomb. So I get everything there, and I'm very interested myself. Let's keep rolling. Next